Welcome to the month-long celebration of International Women's Day, but month is what we want to do here. And my guest today is the internationally renowned makeup artist, Pauline Briscoe, and recently a friend of Trinny London brand. Hello, Pauline. How are you, my darling, this morning?
I am good. I'm all good. And I'm happy to see you. And what a lovely, lovely thing that you guys are doing. I love this. Love celebrating women.
I love celebrating women. And I think sometimes women are embarrassed of celebrating women. You know,
I don't know why. Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's crazy that we are sometimes. But when I put up stuff, so we're doing all this month, Pauline, elevator pitches on Instagram, and we're doing really nice talks. Today we have you, and then we have Chrissy Rucker from the White Company, and we've got Karen Brady. So we've got a whole mixture of women that we're going to celebrate this month from all different industries. And I just think, you know, on our audience, good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good morning.
We have a ton of people who maybe have kids or themselves are thinking about what can inspire them for their career, what they're doing with their life. And I think having chats with women like yourself motivates women to think about their own career, their own life, their work-life balance, everything. You know, that's why I listen to talks.
Yes.
But darling, I just want to start off when you were a baby, because you're about to celebrate a relatively.
Go on. Tell them.
Okay, this is what I can't bear about women of color. They always look 10 bloody years younger. Let me just get it out there, you know. Like, your skin has so much goodness in it and so many wonderful oils in it that wrinkles don't just, I think they just don't happen. Because you're 49. I mean, I'm
going to be 49 next week.
Can you go close up to the camera so we can just look at how gorgeous your skin is? Yeah. So when you were little, because what's really interesting, the reason I put age in, Pauline, is 49. So let's say when you're like 16, all right, let's go back to 16. And that is actually in, okay, how old? Okay,
I'm rubbish at maths, don't ask me.
16, 1987?
Yeah, oh God, I love the 80s, yes.
Okay, so what kind of, like at that age, were you still in school?
Still at school. Actually,
just left school. So you left school at 16?
Yes, I left school at 16 and then I got a job in a bank. Can you believe
Why
it?
did you leave school at 16?
Because we all did. Everyone left at school at 16. So basically, do you remember in those days, they used to have people that come in for career days. They call it career days. Yeah. And I was a bit of a boffin at school. So I literally was, I was a library monitor. I studied all the time. I was one of those kids. And they literally picked a bunch of us that thought they were going to do really well in their exams. Yeah. And I got a job in a bank before I even got my GCSE results. How crazy is that? Crazy. So I didn't really want to work in a bank, but I was really good at maths. Like I took maths a year early with the 16-year-old when I was 15.
But can I just, Pauline, I want to go back. This is like something, and this is the era. This is maybe the school environment you went to, but it's like everyone left school at 16.
Yes.
That now,
at 16.
Okay, that now I think is, and I would hope is different. All right.
Is it 18 now? I think they leave.
18 now because people go on to do their A-levels.
Right. See, we didn't have to do that.
You didn't, did you? So you could just leave at 16 and do whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Getting a job in a bank at 16 is really young.
It was awful. I hated it. It was really weird because I used to live near Streatham, and Naomi Campbell's mum, who I know, Valerie Campbell, she used to see me every day running to work because I was always late because I hated it there. And when you're 16, what do you know at 16, you know? Anyway, I got the job in the bank. I stayed there for 3 years. I hated it. And they were offering people severance pay. So I took it because they wanted the people that basically weren't earning enough they wanted to get rid of them. And that's when I found myself.
18's kind of like that first, you know, crash probably by this stage. It's like,
yes, exactly. So I made loads of money. Like I got a car. I had, I saved so much money. I had enough to buy a property, but I wasn't clued up at that time, so I didn't, which is unfortunate because I could be like a multimillionaire by now. Anyway, so at 19 I left, and then I went to college. So I did it the other way around.
So what made you then go to college?
Well, because I hated where I was working, because 16 to 19, you're just a kid, aren't you? And then obviously I was offered severance pay, and I loved art for some reason. I just loved drawing. I didn't wear any makeup at that point, by the way. I used to be glasses, bushy eyebrows, a right nerd. I looked like crazy, and I was a lot bigger, but nothing's wrong with being big. But then when I went to college, the weight dropped off. I found out about contact lenses, started to experiment a little bit with makeup. And then guess what? I got people started saying, Pauline, you're really pretty. Have you thought about modeling? And I was like, me? You joking? See, so, it's just obviously when you're that young and you don't know, it's just weird. So my life completely changed. So while I was at college, I signed with a model agency, and then I started modeling, and then I started to gather more confidence in myself. And that's how my career took off. And that's how I started to. So basically, after the 2-year college course, I went to London College of Fashion for 4 years. And then that was it. I was like, love this, love makeup, love beauty, love fashion, love modeling. And then it just went from there. And that's when I gathered more confidence in myself, because I was super shy when I was 16.
I mean, let's talk about that, because I think that, moving forward to where you are today and that journey, and you're overcoming the challenges of getting to being a successful makeup artist. Tell me some of your biggest challenges, Pauline, that you faced in that journey.
Ooh, well, the first one, and it was nothing to do with skin color. It was, as a model, people don't take you seriously anyway. Like they don't think you can do another job after modeling. So I literally, because I knew lots of photographers and clients by that point, I said, you know what, I'm a makeup artist. I could do makeup. Can I come work with you? And they were like, how? She's a model. What does she know? She's dumb. Yeah. That's how they used to think models were.
You really felt that immediately.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Anyway, I had a really nice photographer friend, and he said, okay, Pauline, come on a job. And I literally went on the one job, and that was it. I was like, I absolutely love this. This is me. I'm done with the modeling. I've had enough of it. And I literally, I remember the first time I didn't have much money. So I literally filled a little makeup box full of Superdrug makeup, Maybelline, Revlon, just a little brand, and all cheap stuff. And then I just remember getting about 10 different shades of foundations, putting them in my little bag. And I went on jobs, and it was one photographer friend. He said, Pauline, love your work, great personality. You really need to build your kit. And I was a little bit embarrassed when he said that, but I understood. And I just built my kit from there. And then the more I worked, the more I tested, then I just started to get a name for myself. But it was through celebrity clients.
I mean, just stopping at that stage. So how old are you at this stage? I just want to place you in this story.
I'm pretty old at this stage, as in older. So I was about 27, 28.
Okay.
Because I modeled for like 15 years.
Of modeling.
Sorry, say that again?
You've done a few years of modeling, and then just...
No, I've done about 15 years of modeling, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm a late starter in makeup. I started when I was about 27, 28, because I modeled for so long, from the age of 20, roughly, to 28. And I still did a little bit even when I was a makeup artist.
Yeah.
So I didn't really fully stop modeling until I was about 32, 33.
And the thing is that you didn't go and... Like, for none of this have you gone out and got a qualification. And I kind of secretly love that, because I haven't either. So, speaking as one non-qualified girl to another, like, telling kids, do go to university and all this stuff. But it's very interesting as to life skills, and how much can life skills get you
100%
to where you want to get to, So if you think of those life skills, what do you think that you had to finely tune, Pauline? What were the things that were really important for you to jump in those stages of your career?
Okay, I would say number one, confidence. That's a life skill in itself, and that's hard for a lot of people, because I have a lot of assistants on jobs, and their thing is they feel unconfident about their ability to perform and to do the work. So I would say confidence, and I think confidence is just experience. It takes years of gathering confidence. Second one, being a good blagger.
Being a good blagger. I bloody love this. So tell me, okay, I want to hear your sort of biggest blagging story?
Okay, so my biggest blagging story would be when I did my first celebrity client. I was literally chucked in at the deep end, by the way. So remember, I'm quite new to makeup. I'm still testing.
Yep.
Testing is where you just go and do photo shoots for free, just to try and build your portfolio, you know, try different looks. Got a phone call from Kelly Rowland, a Destiny's Child, management, to go to Paris with her to do a music video.
Yeah.
Now, I was like, oh God, I don't know, but I, you know, never met a celeb in my life, blah, 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 A-lister, black A-lister. I don't know if you know about black A-listers. They're like the most hardcore people to deal with. Makeup wise, they want everything amazing, polished, you know, Oscar, Grammy ready.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went on this Eurostar to Paris, and Kelly Rowland was on that train. Yeah. And she didn't really say anything. She just looked at me, thought, who's this probably? Anyway, got to the hotel. We were up all night.
Pauline, at this stage, was her regular makeup artist ill? How did you get the gig?
No, right. So I got the gig through a black magazine, funny enough. And this magazine was called Pride. So the editor of the magazine had heard of me, because by this point I was doing lots of black models, and you know, they just wanted a black makeup artist that was excellent. So that's how I got the gig.
Okay, but so, because the thing is, I know this position when you're sort of somebody who's a bit in the public eye and your regular makeup artist isn't there and you have a new one.
Basically,
like oh God, I got to start all over again. Tell somebody what I want. You know, there is that. You know, this is a makeup artist.
Can she do it? Can she do my makeup? Yeah, I know.
Okay, you continue. Yeah, but So
you know what I'm talking about anyway, because I'm sure you've done it already with people.
Yeah.
So we were up all night testing different makeup looks. I even had to do her nails, and I was like, I don't even do nails. Anyway, so that was a bit of a nightmare, but she was really sweet about it, and you know, she gave me pointers, etc. And then we went and did the video. She did a lot of it herself, to be honest, if I'm not going to lie, because she's very good at doing makeup. Because she said if she wasn't a singer in Destiny's Child, she would have been a makeup artist, because she used to do all of the girls' makeup, Beyonce, Michelle Williams, all the time.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So that's another thing that's even harder to deal with, because number one, I've got someone fantastic at doing her own makeup, doing other people's makeup. Now she's watching me do her makeup. So that was another thing. But you know what? I was glad that I dropped in at the deep end, because it made me stronger, gave me confidence. She loved my work in the end. And she rebooked me to do X Factor. I did the whole X Factor with her, because she was a judge on that show.
That's right.
And through that, she loved me so much. Now she's my son's godmother.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a long relationship, a long fruitful relationship.
Yeah.
Let's talk at these qualities. So feeling that confidence, blagging. What else would you throw in there, Pauline, that's important? Like, imagine there's some, you know, maybe mum there wanting their daughter to watch this later. They might have a daughter who's like, I don't have qualifications, I don't know what I want to do, I just want to be a social media star.
I know, like they all do.
But what else would you throw in there?
I would throw in, try to just contact, like if you want to, for example, if you wanted to be a makeup artist, I always say to assistants, contact those makeup artists, contact the people that you love the look of, that you like their work, email them, obviously not too long, don't do it too often either, because that really annoys the makeup artist, but have that confidence to say, hi, I love your work, I would love to assist you one day, you know, I'd love to be on your team, and then just keep going from there. Be sweet and be nice about it, and they will stand out, because that's how I've gathered a lot of assistants. I'm like, oh, I like this person. When you get on the job, do as much as you can for that makeup artist. Wash their brushes, you know, give them the right tool, you know, learn about the craft before you turn up at the job. Then that's all I say. So I say you don't really need to go to college, and I don't really like to say that, but
you know,
it's
the truth for you. Yeah,
it's the truth for a lot of people. I always find work experience, you can't beat it. It's the best. You know,
and when you talk about, because what you're mentioning, confidence, kind of blagging, you know, really perseverance. You've worked incredibly hard, Pauline. You know, that's another thing. It's like you're a grafter.
You just took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. So tell me how, if you put that into words and you're kind of talking to women and talking, because it's like the definition of hard work is very different in different people's minds. So what's your definition of grafting?
Grafting is saying yes to everything and never saying no. Even if this is what I say, if you get double booked last minute, work it out last minute, because especially in this industry, things, get cancelled all the time, don't they? Last minute, everything is last minute, to be honest. Yeah. But never say no to anything. And when you're on that job, graft, do extra, go over the 100%, do more than you can to really stand out. Have a fantastic personality as well. That's another part of my industry. People will only want to rebook people that they get on with, that they have fun with. Nobody wants to go to work and work with someone miserable. Doesn't matter how good you are. You want to have fun as well. Life is hard enough as it is, isn't it? So I would say personality is another number one factor. Be able to get on with all types of people, all skin tones, everyone, all cultures. I'm quite a cultured person. I grew up with international people. I always have loved international people, probably more than English people, to be honest. I speak Spanish, I speak Italian. I just love foreigners, I would say. So if you can get on with every single
cultures,
I love different cultures. That's why I love going on holidays and doing, not sitting in a hotel. I like to get out there into that country and see the real country. That's me. I prefer that. So if you can, personality is a number one thing to try and get on with all types of people. I think that really helps.
This is all fantastic advice. Now, I want to ask you, in the beauty industry as a whole, what changes do you think still need to be made?
Well, I would say I'm loving what you're doing, which you're probably like literally only one I can actually say is actually being super inclusive of women of color. Your spectrum is amazing. A lot of brands are starting to come out now. But what I'm liking about you guys is not only are you inclusive, you're doing achievable beauty, which most people are normal people. They're not models, they're not influencers, they're not people that can actually do their makeup very well. And this is, people want to see, oh, how can I do that? Me as a grown 40 odd year old woman, or 50 or 60 or 70, how can I achieve that? How can I make it simple? How can I make it quick? I haven't got much time. But I still think the industry, the beauty industry, has got a long way to go. I think we need to keep talking about racism and inequality of different race, genders, etc.
And also, Pauline, you and I had a conversation once, so I don't know if you remember it, and it was about why women of color don't spend much money on foundation.
Yes, we did.
I found it really, really interesting, because I think that, as I grew up, I lived in Europe and in England, but I didn't see those European ranges. To me, the color spectrum went to caramel on so many of these ranges. Exactly. And, only in drugstores and chemists did you see some, inclusive brands beginning to emerge. Or an entirely woman of color brand, but that would probably be sold in a store where it was within a local community of women of color. It wouldn't be in a department store, for example, and it wouldn't be in a booth. It wasn't there. So for me, one of our biggest challenges, two things for me are a big challenge. I'm a white woman and I have a brand, and I as a brand at Trinny London, we show, like you've worked on shoots with us. We have now 130 models in that lookbook of every age, because age is as important as an exclusion 100%. Factor in beauty and skin. But how it's like a challenge for me, Pauline, is that thing of how do I show a woman of color she should invest in foundation. I have so many friends, who do not wear foundation, who are women of color. All right. And first of all, because generally I'd like to just be blanket and say their skin is so much better than their white cousins. All right. Because generally it is. But I also, every woman can suffer from acne, spots, all skin conditions. There are maybe different skin conditions as you go into the different color spectrum, like rosacea stops at olive and hyperpigmentation starts at caramel. You know, you kind of have all those things that are quite for that set color spectrum.
Yeah.
But how can we do that? How can we encourage women of color to think, actually, you know, I mean, what I love is most women of color that I come across don't use powder hugely, you know, unless they're kind of like in front of a camera. So,
or something where they're going to an event.
There's more of a relationship with your natural skin, with the natural glow of skin. And you and I talk about glow till the cows come home. So how can we also do that? Because that's not an industry change. That's an attitude change to open up for women of color.
Because your makeup is affordable, isn't it, at the end of the day? So I don't think it's at a really high price point. I would say keep doing what you're doing, but like me and my little son, we're always watching TV in the evening. We see your little lovely face pop up on an advert. So you might have to, I know, and that's a money thing, isn't it? It's expensive doing ads. Bang some of those women on TV, put them on those ads. Not, you know, all spectrums. I think do something like what, you know, the mascara brands do. They have, oh, I've got a woman of this color, woman of that color, woman of that color. I think that 100% helps, because a lot of people of color always watching TV. They're starting to now see more people of color on the box, which is great. Because then if you remember back in the 70s, 80s, God, I used to sit down as a young person and say, oh my God, look, there's a black person on TV. Look, you know? So I think the more you do that, I think you need to put one of those big ads on TV with a woman of color. And I'm not joking, that will score you 100% brownie points. We just need to see, people watch TV a lot. TV's still a number one thing with black people, black families.
Because it still is. And it's like, you know, I live in such a social media world and I never watch appointment of you telly. Well, not often.
I watch people are still watching TV though.
But people are still watching.
100%.
For any of you listening now, how many of you just watch TV? Because I find that really interesting. We started to do little ads. We just have the ad with me right now, you know, because it's that establishing.
Can I say?
What?
You look fantastic. Can I just say on that?
It took a long time to get there, I tell you, and I paid the lighting man a lot of money. Because it is, you know, the challenge for me is I'm 57.
You look good.
You know, I'm not fishing for confidence here, Pauline, but I'm 57 and I want to present to, you know, Trinny London is an ageless brand. So I want every woman from, you know, whoever, what age you start wearing makeup till when you go in your grave to think they could, whatever their age, their body shape, their skin color, anything, that could be a brand for them. So it's very broad that to have that remit.
And you remember, you got to remember people of color, because I'm dropping everyone, like age from Asian to, you know, Hispanic. There's still a family orientated culture. So they still do gather at the television, still do sit down for family meals and watch family films together. So you got to remember that people aren't just sitting on a computer and watching Netflix, whatever. People are still watching TV. So that's a big number one thing. If you could get people of color on that box, you've gone clear, I think.
Okay, that's great. That is my challenge for this year. Let's see what we do. Pauline, I just want to ask you is what is your kind of biggest challenge moving forward for you as a woman? You know, you're at the age you are. You have one or two children?
One's enough.
So, like, I would agree. So I would say, like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
What
more do you want from your life? Because you have a fantastic life, but what more would you like to achieve in your life?
I think I want to work from home more. I love being at home. So that's what I'm looking to do, and that's what I'm doing now. Hopefully, it's kicking off. I don't see myself in my 50s. I can't. For me, that's I just can't see it. Don't want to say that's old, what it is, but I just don't know. I just want to be happy, and I want to be comfortable. That's all I ask. at one point I did want to move to the States, but I'm not even sure about that anymore. I just really don't know.
Well, you can always come and work with us in the States, Bits.
I couldn't come and work with you guys in the States. Where are you in Florida? Only if you're in Florida.
No, well, I don't know about Florida.
Because where my dad lives.
I'm going to say one thing to you about turning 50, because I think for a lot of women, turning 50 is like, oh, 50. And I remember having lunch with this girlfriend of mine, and she turned 50, and she said, Trinny, it's the most freeing decade of my ever being alive. And I remember thinking at the time, oh, yeah, I bet. And I was like 47. And then I turned 50, and a lot happened when I was 50. You know, I separated from Lila's father. You know, there were a lot of so 50 in itself was a very busy year where I didn't have time to think, am I celebrating 50? But at 51, my life had become more in a different gear. And the thing I had, which you already have, interestingly, Pauline, because I think you got this earlier than me, is I just don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah,
you know, in the best possible way.
I got
caring what people think, because in a way, I think you've really strived in your life, and you've forged a path, and you've changed your career, and you've evolved as a woman, and you've brought it all together. So you know, to do those things in the industries you've been in, which can be challenging, any industry you can go into challenging, but I think you had that already. So for me, I got that when I was 50. I felt like I'm walking and the ground is just there. It's not here anymore. It's just there, you know? And so that's the best thing. And I think it's never about a number age. It's about your state. It's about how much energy you have. So I was 35 feeling no energy left, and I'm 57 feeling more energy than I've ever had in my life.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
It's a good time.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it then. I'll say, hopefully, if it's like that, I'm looking forward to it.
I'll be 66 in May with a lovely hat on.
Amazing, 66. That's amazing. I'm loving, because I'm building a lovely community, actually, especially via Instagram, of older women in their 60s, 70s. I love them.
Amazing.
I always DM them
We're going to leave your link here as well at the bottom, just so kind of people can link through to Pauline's Instagram. And I just think it's been such a joy chatting to you, Pauline, because
me too.
Really inspiring. You've had such an incredible story.
Thank you.
You're just so incredibly engaging. So I just
so are you. But I did say you remind me of my sister. You're lovely, you're nutty like my sister, and I love that. I don't like normal people. I think they're boring. I love when someone's got a little bit of a crazy spark, and that's you, 100%.
Yeah, I think crazy sparks attract crazy sparks. Yeah.
Love crazy.
Love crazy. All right, darling. We'll have the best day, and thank you everybody for watching and all your lovely comments. And we'll catch up again soon.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you.